Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Now, I've talked about the Kinks in a few videos in the past, but I haven't really talked about them as much as, of course, the Beatles or even the Rolling Stones or other 60s bands. But anyway, I love the Kinks, although I'm particular to their 60s music and their early 70s music. I did buy some of their 70s albums like Sleepwalker and a couple of others back in the day, and I did like them, but I wouldn't say that I love them. And so I'm gonna just talk about them for a few minutes, and I'd love your thoughts on the Kinks in the comment section below. And let's start with Peter Quaife, the second from the left. He was in the Kinks for, of course, the 60s, and I think he left sometime in the 70s. He actually moved here to Belleville, Ontario. Yeah, I wanted to make sure. So the original bass guitarist for the Kinks lived in Belleville, Ontario for 25 years. He moved to the Belleville area in 1980 and resided there until returning to Denmark in 2005. And I do remember reading that Ray Davies actually visited Peter in Belleville, Ontario at some point. And so probably 1980, around that time, 1980, 1981, I used to go to a record store in downtown Belleville, Ontario, called Zap Records, which is no longer in Belleville. And when I was leaving the record store, Peter was coming in. I recognized him. I knew what he looked like. So that was pretty cool. Although I didn't clue in right away, unfortunately, or I would have come back into the record store. So before I get into the 8 albums I have by the Kinks and just talk a little bit about them, what I didn't know about the Kinks for many years is they actually had more success overall in the US and probably Canada than in the UK, which is kind of crazy, right? Because a lot of their music was really English based. The songs were about England, of course, like Waterloo Sunset. So they had success in the early years. UK, original studio album Peaks, number 3, number 3, number 9, number 9, number 9, number 12, and then something else at number 35. So they never had a number 1 in the UK. And it says, after 1967, no new Kinks studio album charted in the UK. That is crazy. And in the US, they had 5 straight studio top 40s, Sleepwalker at number 21, and then Misfits, number 40, Low Budget, number 11, Give the People What They Want, number 15, and State of Confusion at number 12. And their Billboard 200 run continued through Phobia in 1993. So they had some chart success for probably all of their albums. So UK, higher early peaks, US, much longer album chart success. And so I asked ChatGPT, so for their top 40 singles in the UK and the US, as you can see, they actually did have more success in the UK for singles and some number 1s. But it's kind of strange. For instance, a song like Come Dancing from 1983, it went to number 12 in the charts. It was a hit. But the album it came from didn't even make the album charts. It's just fascinating, at least for me. Yeah, and they never had a number 1 in the US. I guess tied with Come Dancing and Tired of Waiting for You at number 6, which is, still very good. And it's not all about charts, of course, right? But I'm just surprised that their albums in the UK never really seemed to do that well after the 60s. All right, the 8 albums I have of theirs. I have their debut, the Kinks, and this is the deluxe version of it. Just pause that if you want to read it. And these are really well done. And they come with a booklet. Yeah, really nice booklet. I'll show you one of the pages. I'll show you 2 pages. And then I have these in order. Next, the next one I have is Face to Face with the very ugly album cover that doesn't match the music at all. And I know that Ray Davies didn't like the album cover, of course. Another deluxe version. And these are in mono and stereo with bonus tracks. Nice booklet. I don't play the Kinks very much, but when I do, I gravitate towards my favorite albums of theirs that I have. And I am thinking, I did play these recently, and I do like them, but I think I would be better off with the double CD, the Kinks collection. I think that's what it's called, or I forget the name of it exactly. But I mainly love their 60s singles. And some of their early albums are they're good, but they're, like I said, they're not anything I would play very much. So I might trade these in and get other music. And I haven't decided about this next one, and then I was going to say I was going to keep all the rest, but maybe not. Now, I know some of you out there that are Kinks fans will love this album, and I think it's very good. I like it more than the earlier albums I have. Yeah, David Watts and Death of a Clown is awesome. Yeah, I think I might keep this one, Harry Rag. Yeah, I'll keep this one. Yeah, these booklets, maybe a few pages, but really nice photos and stuff to read. Very well done. This is a keeper. And these next 4, the next 4 are definite keepers. This is probably my 3rd favorite album by the Kinks. The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. Hardcover, once again, deluxe edition. Trying to get it to focus. There. And this is different. I kind of like this idea better with the booklet inside. There we go, finally focusing. So yeah, lots of bonus material. Sometimes it's my favorite. And I didn't hear the whole album until maybe 5 years ago. So it's either number 1 or number 2. And this is Arthur, or The Decline and Fall of the British Empire. Another deluxe edition. Back to the booklet idea. Now this I have loved since I bought it back around the time it came out about, must have been 1970. Yeah. The Kinks Part 1, Lola versus Power Man and the Money Go Round Part 1. And we're still waiting for Part 2. And this is just a single disc. Don't worry, there's a booklet. And this, I hadn't played in a while, and I remember liking it quite a bit. But, you know, I'm deciding whether to keep a couple of these Kinks albums or not. So I wanted to make sure I want to keep this. And I definitely do. It's not my favorite of the ones I've shown, but still, it's very good. Muswell Hillbillies. Open it this way. Single disc. Booklet. There's a picture there. They need a haircut. I need a haircut. And this one, I think I've tried and tried in the past. I do like some of the songs, but overall, I was kind of disappointed in it. Everybody's in showbiz. And the live part of this is just kind of mediocre. Booklet. Oh, they didn't get their hair cut yet. Yeah. So, I don't think I'm going to buy anymore. I know some people tell me, oh, Larry, you got to get, some of their 70s albums or 80s albums. But I have heard some of them, and they're just not interesting enough for me to buy. But I definitely want to get like a really good 2 CD compilation of their 60s, maybe early 70s singles. And I'm going to keep these 6 very good or excellent Kinks albums, and that is it. I would love your thoughts on the Kinks in the comment section below, and let me know if you're a Kinks fan, what are your favorite albums by the Kinks? Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.